What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for a Monday Night Raw review for March the 7th, 2022. We are on the road to WrestleMania. We stop in Cleveland, Ohio. When you know The Miz, when we're in Cleveland, Ohio, The Miz has to be on television, shilling for kissing ass for his hometown where he is from. Of course, that doesn't matter tonight. Tonight, we had a homecoming for Miz and Logan Paul, who apparently also is from Cleveland. And an useless cameo by Jerry the King Lawler, which made literally no fucking sense, but they did it anyway. It's just, I don't know. This company just loves to be stupid. Anyway, we also had the triple threat match for the tag team title: Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus OK Bro versus the Alpha Academy, with a heavy emphasis on the two losing teams will miss out on WrestleMania. And this is how we get to out of the two teams challenging, obviously Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens were not winning this match because we already know they have something in mind for Kevin Owens. I don't know what they're doing for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but Kevin Owens is going to go down a different path, and we'll get to that because that is the main event segment tonight of what he's actually going to be doing. And of course, it is with who you think it is, but it's not what you think it is. Also tonight, we had ourselves 24/7 stuff, don't really give a shit. We also had the Miz segment, which was dumb. The Dirty Dogs took on Tommaso Ciampa and the NXT champion Braun Breaker, making his Monday Night Raw debut. The guy just started back in like August or September, wrestling on NXT, and they're already bringing him up for maybe a tryout match, maybe a first time run, who knows, but a match on Monday Night Raw, all fucking ready. Everyone is like, they can't mess this guy up. It's Braun Breaker. Vince McMahon picked this guy. This is like Roman Reigns, hand-picked guy. Well, it took them, 6 years to get Roman Reigns right? Yeah, I see them fucking up him now. Apollo Crews gets buried by Omos on this night's show. Edge explains to us what happened and why he did what he did last week. Kevin Owens says he has a way to get to WrestleMania, and the tag team champions take on Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. If the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan win, they will be going to WrestleMania to challenge for the tag team championships, and Finn Balor would take on Austin Theory. That is your lineup for today. So, we started the show off with Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens versus OK Bro versus the Alpha Academy. This was great. It's as if these 6 guys watched Revolution last night and just looked at how good that match was, even though it wasn't a fantastic match, because the way they did their triple threat match, this one was done way better. I'm just going to say it right now. I like those 6 guys on last night's match. I like all 6 guys in this match. This match, in my opinion, out of the 2 6-man tags, even though we shouldn't compare and contrast, whatever, this was the better match. Absolutely. This was by far a better match than the tag team title match last night. I'm just going to put it out there. Why? One simple reason. It wasn't as messy, and one member of each team were in the ring together. You could only tag your tag team partner. This isn't like we did last night with that match. So, way better booked. So, before that match, we had Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens come out. They talk about what's at stake tonight with the tag team title match, and basically the winners go to WrestleMania. Even though we are 4 weeks away from WrestleMania, we don't know what the tag team champions on either brand is going to do. You're already unifying one title, supposedly. Do the same thing with the tag team championships. End this garbage brand split. Like, it's one thing if you want to have a brand split, you want to have 2 different brands, but if you're firing half of your roster and not replacing those missing spots with new talent coming from NXT because not enough talent is ready, you don't have enough for a division. You don't have enough talent for a brand split. There's barely enough talent we see on a weekly basis to justify a brand split. So, the winner of this match should just go against the Usos. Winner take all, title for title, unification match. Again, like I said, really good match. All 6 guys worked real well together. Otis, when Otis was split from Tucker, he looked like he was lost in this world. Like, they didn't know what to do with him. He was just he's the big, bumbling, fat dude that Vince McMahon can laugh about when he does stupid shit. Chad Gable was coming off of his shitty Shorty G gimmick, which, it hurts trying to, just saying that. But putting those 2 together, we all question, why are they doing this? What is the big point? There is no reason to have these guys go out there and, like, it's just, why are they a tag team? They make no sense. But they've been meshing well together. The spot of the match, and pretty much the spot of the night, is Chad Gable was going for a moonsault or something in the corner. Like, it was a moonsault. Randy Orton timed it perfectly into an RKO out of nowhere. The RKO out of nowhere never gets old because he always seems to find some other way to hit it in a different way that we haven't seen it before. This time, that was just freaking awesome. The RKO out of nowhere leads to a stunner, buckle bomb, stunner, stomp. Seth Rollins looks like he's going to get the win. Matt Riddle comes in, tosses Seth Rollins out, takes the pin 1, 2, 3, and we have new tag team champions with the RK Bro winning the titles and reclaiming the championships. Now, I was expecting the Alpha Academy to keep the championships. They just won them a couple weeks ago, so why take them off of them now? And 2, I thought we were going to see, this was going to lead to Randy Orton. It would have been Randy Orton getting fed up with Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle eating an RKO, and possibly a punt to the head, leading to a match at WrestleMania between Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. That is not happening. After the match, Kevin Patrick comes in, asks them about how's it feel to win the titles tonight. Orton says he's been doing this more than 20 years, and he has never had as much fun as he is having with his partner Matt Riddle, and he means that from the bottom of his heart. He's going to say the F word. He's never said the F word in 20 years, but he's going to say it now that Matt Riddle is his friend. He doesn't have any other friends here but Riddle. And they're going to WrestleMania. Then the music starts back up. They celebrate while Kevin Owens is out by the stairs, sulking, inconsolable. Seth Rollins left in a trance, just not happy with what is happening. And yeah, that is exactly how we went. Where do we go from here with the RK Bro? I do not know. Honestly, who do you have? Who do you have as people to battle the challenge for the tag team titles? Street Profits, I guess? Maybe. The Alpha Academy can get another match. Why not? Make it a rubber match. Whatever. Honestly, you should just merge the tag team champions. Yes. Have the RK Bro drop the titles to the Usos, 1 title, and have a floating champion. There is no reason to have a brand split. There really isn't. There's not enough people on these rosters to even give us anything. We have the 24/7 stuff. I really do not care. So, yeah, they had this whole thing. Dana Brooke wins, beating Tamina. Who gives a shit? Kevin Patrick approaches the stunned Seth Rollins backstage. He's asking him a comment, and he's just like, That's what he's doing the entire time. So, yeah. We don't know what's going on with Seth Rollins. A lot of rumors going around that possibly, if Cody is still coming into WWE, who knows what the hell is actually going on with that, that we could possibly see Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. I know somebody pitched it as an idea, possibly because Seth Rollins could play off the fact that when he won the NXT Championship the first time, Cody's father handed him the title and gave him a hug, but his father never did that for him. Something like that, who knows? Seth Rollins is the mystery of what he's going to be doing, because you're not going to have WrestleMania without Seth Rollins. You can guarantee that. We get a special Miz and Logan Paul homecoming thing. Basically, what happens is Miz and Logan Paul come out. Well, Miz comes out, talks up about Cleveland, how great it is. He loves Cleveland, all this good stuff. Brings out Logan Paul. They are both being all very, very positive about Cleveland. Bring out Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler is all happy and everything. He's wearing a Browns jersey with his name on the back. And then he mentions, well, what about having WrestleMania in Cleveland? Gets the crowd piped up. Logan Paul is like, that sounds amazing. And Miz is like, really? I don't know about that. Because the Cleveland is not a WrestleMania town. And it's time, let's be honest, he says he doesn't even live here anymore. When you get any type of success, you leave Cleveland. And says Cleveland will never host a Super Bowl or WrestleMania. Miz says it's time for he and Paul to leave and focus on beating Mysterio at WrestleMania because winners leave Cleveland. They walk like Jerry Lawler, exit the ring, and the boos continue. What was the fucking point of bringing Jerry the King Lawler on? What did this do for us? Nothing. Nothing. This was a waste of time. You could have just had these two talk up, and you didn't even need like Jerry the King Lawler. You could have had Logan Paul say, man, it'd be great to see a WrestleMania in Cleveland, and then both of them go, nah, and laugh it off and just do the same promo. What was the fucking point of bringing Jerry the King Lawler? Are you that desperate for ratings that you say, Jerry the King Lawler is going to be on Monday Night Raw this Monday? Come watch and see what the King's going to do. He was on the TV for 5 minutes. Yes, he teased. Maybe Cleveland can have a WrestleMania, but I agree with Miz. Cleveland is not a WrestleMania town. There's no way you're going to have a WrestleMania in Cleveland Browns Stadium. It's just not going to happen. It's just not viable for that. Vince McMahon is not going to go somewhere like Cleveland. Go to their stadium when, lo and behold, we'd probably have like a massive rainstorm or one of those. It would be like one of those years that it snows in April, so yeah, don't want any of that shit. Yeah, Cleveland is not a WrestleMania town, plain and simple. You don't like it? Too fucking bad. Recent happened between Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa showed. Ciampa and Breaker are backstage with Kevin Patrick. Breaker says he's taking it all in his Raw debut. He's excited. Patrick brings up the Roadblock main event with Breaker defending against Ciampa and Ziggler, which is tomorrow, and reveals that First, there will be a tag team tonight with Breaker and Ciampa teaming up, and he asked about the Raw Superstars having a home field advantage. Breaker dismisses the idea of home field advantage and says this is a dream come true, and he's grateful to be here on Raw representing NXT. Get his hands on the Dirty Dogs. Ciampa says Ziggler won't get his hands on the NXT title. They'll put away the Dirty Dogs once and will do it again. Tonight, Ciampa and Breaker head to the ring. This guy, Braun Breaker, can't even be on Monday Night Raw for 5 minutes. And they got the guy smiling, having a fake smile in his promos. Do we have to have baby faces always with this big, huge, wide-eyed smile? No. Can we stop that? Also, Ciampa and Braun Breaker versus the Dirty Dogs. Of course, I'm not surprised Braun Breaker is here already. I'm telling you right now, if things with The Rock don't work out next year, we're getting Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns for the Universal, Unified, or whatever title they're going to have at WrestleMania next year. I can guarantee you. It's what it's like. That's honestly like Vince McMahon wants Braun Breaker up on Monday Night Raw as soon as possible, and here you go. They talk about Gable Steveson winning back-to-back Big Ten championships. Congratulations to him. He'll probably be at WrestleMania doing something, as he is on his way to do the national championship, wrestle for the national championship, and then he's going to retire and be on Monday in WWE after that. See the Street Profits backstage. Sabre Strowman mentions how it appears there's no room for them in WrestleMania. They say they have 4 more weeks to sprinkle their magic, and remind her how they recently pinned RK Bro. The Profits say Alpha Academy needs to go to the back of the line because if anyone is next in line, it's the Street Profits. They make it known that they want the smoke, and we go back to the ring, and out comes Ciampa and Breaker. The announcers send us to a video package looking for Breaker's dominance. The bell rings, and we have the sells the match. If you watched last Tuesday's show, you got pretty much the same match here. Breaker hits his power slam on Dolph Ziggler and gets the win for the team. After the match, Ciampa brings the NXT title in and hands it to Breakker as they stand tall together. Ziggler calls with the mic and congratulates Braun on pulling one over on the Dirty Dogs. He liked how Braun and Ciampa work together as a team, but reminds them there's a triple threat match tomorrow night. And the second Braun even looks at Ciampa, Ziggler will strike and become the new NXT champion. Then their world will come crumbling down around them, and Ziggler will be there in all his glory with one more trophy for his big fat case. He says, see you tomorrow, kids, and then throws the mic. Good grief. Just, I don't know. Braun Breakker did pretty well in his Raw debut. The term, there's no way Vince McMahon can fuck this guy up, is always going to be there. But I guarantee you, somehow, some way, Vince McMahon is going to fuck up even Braun Breakker. Yes, it is a Roman Reigns type situation where Braun Breakker is handpicked by Vince McMahon. He was pushed to be the top star of NXT. He is the NXT champion. So, Braun Breakker is going to be given every single opportunity that he is given. The big thing is like, yeah, Roman Reigns, they fucked up for years. For like 7 years. Like 7 years, they fucked Roman Reigns up. And it took a pandemic. And Roman Reigns going away for months. For like 4 months. Roman Reigns disappeared. Showing back up at SummerSlam. Winning the Universal title the next week. As a heel. After years and years of fans begging Vince to turn that guy heel. It took them fucking 7 years to fix Roman Reigns. I will not put it past WWE to fuck Braun Breakker up in the beginning. Plain and simple. Braun Breakker should be the guy who dethrones Roman Reigns. Plain and simple. Whether it's 2023 or 2024, like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, whatever. Braun Breakker will be the guy who should be breaking the streak of Roman Reigns. Plain and simple. Get a vignette for Roman Reigns, for Omos. Sarah Schreiber is backstage, even though we don't see her. We see like this upward shot of Omos. Ask if he won't make room for him at WrestleMania. Omos asks how many victims has he had to dominate for a WrestleMania match. Omos says if he's not waiting for his WrestleMania moment, he's taking it. Even if it's to punish every single superstar until there's no one left, he heads off to the ring to bury Apollo Crews. I'm calling it now. Apollo Crews' time in WWE is on its last legs. He will be a Nick Khan casualty after WrestleMania. Do not expect any firings between now and WrestleMania, but when WrestleMania is over, I fully expect at least 10 to 15 talents being axed from NXT, from the main roster, from all over WWE, because it's time to start getting rid of the old guard and bringing in the talent that Vince McMahon himself wants to push. So the announcers now talk to us about Lashley and say he's still under concussion protocol. Crews gets buried in like less than 2 minutes. Then, after Omos goes to leave, Aziz comes in to check on Apollo Crews. Omos comes back in, and they stare each other down. He laughs at Aziz and leaves the ring. So is WWE really going to book Omos versus Commander Aziz at WrestleMania? No, wait, you're serious? Who the fuck wants to see that match? That is going to be the biggest that's going to be a bigger waste of time than The Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. My God. Two big, immobile guys coming out and wrestling a match. Give me a fucking break. Wow, that sounds like a bad idea. Just wow. Bathroom break, and we see Hall of Famer Edge snapped on AJ Styles last week. The announcer shows the digital media update that said he suffered a severe contusion. Whatever the fucking contusion is beyond me. Which is in storyline injury, and back in the ring, Edge is introduced. His music starts, then it stops, Lights are down. There's a blue spotlight. Edge slowly walks to the ring. Crowd is booing him. He asks if you think you know me with this big dick like shit eating smile. But AJ does not. He says he will speak directly to AJ, who is at home, and AJ should put the kids to bed. Says maybe the wife doesn't want to see this either. He says last week's attack with AJ was to help him. If you want to face me at WrestleMania, I need the best AJ. The flesh-tearing pit bull. He goes on and says he helped AJ last week, but AJ actually helped him too. He says it feels like his brain finally cracked open and finally the real Edge was free to fly. And it felt so good. He said he has fallen in love with this new version of himself. He says he finally feels control in this ring, in control of any and everything that will happen in this industry. The boos continue as Edge looks on, staring straight into the camera. Edge tells AJ he stands on the mountain of omnipotence, and the view is phenomenal. He drops the mic. As the boos get louder, he stares straight ahead in the camera until the screen goes black. The screen stays black for about 20 seconds, and the announcers are reacting to Edge. He also shows what happened in tonight's opening match with OK Bro winning the titles again. So, this was great. Edge as a heel is probably the best Edge you can get. The babyface Edge, he's good as a babyface, but he is great as a heel. AJ Styles is great either way. AJ Styles can be a great babyface, AJ Styles a great underdog babyface at that. But he can be a great dick heel too. So Edge and AJ Styles is actually the best thing on the coming WrestleMania. It's probably the only thing that feels WrestleMania worthy if we haven't seen it already. Not Becky versus Bianca. We've seen that match countless times already. Roman versus Brock. It's the 9,857 millionth time we've seen it. Just nothing else seems to mean a thing. Patrick is backstage with Kevin Owens for a comment on what happened on the opener. Owens says he doesn't see him distraught as Seth Rollins as earlier because he's feeling he had when he realized they weren't going to WrestleMania. He never wants to feel it again, and he will never have to because he has an epiphany. He has an idea that the idea will change his entire WrestleMania future. Patrick asks if he wants to share that. He says no, not yet. He still has some details to iron out, but he has a plan and will share it later tonight. Tag Team Champions Carmella and Queen and Zelina Vega versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. If Liv and Rhea win this match, they are added to the tag team match at WrestleMania, and it'll be a triple threat match. So basically, just saying that you know what's going to happen in this match. So the long story short of this match, it lasted about maybe 3 minutes or 4. Carmella got knocked to the outside. Zelina Vega tagged in. She goes outside. Her fiance, aka Corey Graves, goes to check on her, so it was just Byron Saxton and Jimmy Smits following the rest of the match while Corey Graves is tending to his woman. Vega gets left alone, eats a Riptide 1, 2, 3, and we have ourselves a triple threat match at WrestleMania. And honestly, you need women's tag teams in the tag team division to be able to have tag team titles, plain and simple. Honestly, just by the look and alone, Rhea Ripley feels like more like Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley would be better for a tag team than Rhea Ripley was with Nikki Trash. Plain and simple. Those two just never felt like they should have been in a tag team. Whereas this one, I could definitely see these guys in a tag team. So they're going to be fighting for the tag team titles. Who wins at WrestleMania? Do not know yet, and we'll counteract when we get there. U.S. Champion Finn Balor makes his way to the ring as he is taking on Austin Theory. The last time these two faced each other, they did an injury angle to let Finn Balor go back home, spend time with his wife, spend time with his family, and it gave Austin Theory a boost. Well, tonight, it was announced also that tonight that Leon White, a.k.a. Vader, is going into the 2020 Hall of Fame. Much deserved, definitely deserves to get in there. He should have been in there a long time ago. So, that's good. It's good to hear that Leon's getting his rightful spot in the WWE Hall of Fame. I just wish he was still alive to accept it. But that's just how it is. It feels like WWE waits in petty fashion for some of these Hall of Famers to pass on so they could induct them and the talent won't come in and talk shit on them or crack a joke that'll offend Vince McMahon or something else like that. So Balor waits for an opponent, and we get Austin Theory. They show us everything that happened with Austin Theory and Pat McAfee at the how on SmackDown. We see how Vince McMahon offered him a match, Pat McAfee a match at WrestleMania, all that good stuff. We have a match here. It goes about maybe 5 minutes at that. When Balor's going for the coup de grace, Priest appears, grabs him by the throat, throws him off the apron, off the turnbuckles, gets a disqualification, he picks him up, hits the Razor's Edge. Beautiful looking Razor's Edge, by the way. That's definitely got to be his new finisher. I think he's not using Hit the Lights anymore. Or, I'm sorry, the Reckoning. And he leaves, allowing Austin Theory to come back in with his phone, hit the ATL, take a couple selfies, and that was that. Obviously, Finn Balor and Damian Priest are probably going to be facing off against each other at WrestleMania, so that's where we're going with this. Champion Becky Lynch was not here tonight. Apparently last night she fractured her voice box, which I don't know how the fuck you do that. But yeah, we saw how she got whipped, and oh, it still hurts to hear. And I've actually heard, someone actually posted fan cam footage of that same exact whip, and it sounds just as brutal from fan cam footage. And no, that is not like some kind of like they somehow on the fly are able to change the music. That when she whips that, it hurts. Now I'm sure when we get to WrestleMania, there'll be a stipulation that Bianca Belair cannot use her hair, or she has to have it tied up or something while she wrestles the match. So that's gonna be something you have to look out for. Okay, so we see how Bianca Belair is backstage. Belair says she has one simple rule: don't touch her hair. She says she doesn't need her hair to win. She's a WrestleMania main eventer, so is Becky Lynch. Then they should be out there tearing it up, but Becky got what she was asking for. She declares that she will leave WrestleMania as the Raw Women's Champion. Go back to commercial break. We come back and Kevin Owens is in the ring. He says it's official. He doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. And that's okay because he thinks he knows how he can get there, but it will depend on the answer to his challenge. He wants to have the biggest, most stupendous episode of the Kevin Owens show at WrestleMania. And because where WrestleMania is held this year, he knows his guest has to be some lowlife from Texas. He takes shots at Hall of Famer JBL, Booker T, and Shawn Michaels, and gives HBK some props, but says as a proud Canadian, it would be sacrilege to have Shawn on the show. Out of respect, Hall of Famer Bret Hart, Shawn can't be his guest. He then brings up the Hall of Famer, takes a shot at predicting this guy is off drinking beer like a redneck. He takes more shots at the fans booing, bringing up how bad this guy's knees were, that he had to wear knee braces towards the end of his career. Wonder what he has to do now to get to the ring. He's going to need a walker. Nothing would make him happier than beat the hell out of this guy in his home state and give him a stunner. The world would talk about for years, the pour a glass of milk all over his lifeless body. Owens knows this person is watching. He thinks this person doesn't have the guts to show up. And says, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I am calling you out. And then they say, Stone Cold, then his music starts up. We'll see if it answers. Then they put a graphic up that says, Kevin Owens show with guest star Stone Cold Steve Austin with a big question mark. So that is that. So now people are thinking, oh well, this means that Stone Cold Steve Austin isn't wrestling. That's not necessarily the case. I mean, yes, it's probably the best that this is what they do. But this is WWE. Stone Cold could come, and somehow the whole thing turns from the Kevin Owens show to a match. So we will have to see what happens next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that. This show was meh after the tag team title match. The tag team title match was awesome. It was, in my opinion, better than the tag team title match on last night's show at Revolution. I'm just going to put it out there. It absolutely was. RKO out of nowhere definitely was the spot of the night of all night. Again, show peak. No Brock Lesnar. It makes the show even worse. But that is your Monday Night Raw review. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Like or dislike this video. Find me on Miles at the France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And find me on Instagram at The France Club. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for the fallout of Revolution. Until then, my name is The France. And I'll see you guys later.